Hi! Nandito po tayo ngayon sa may rat house. Pangarap ko lang to dati. My gosh! Grabe, sobrang ganda. Sobrang ganda, nakaka-amaze lang. Thank you, Lord! Grabe. Sobrang ganda. Amazing.
Hi, ich bin Limuel und komme von den Philippinen. Seit 2021 habe ich hier in Deutschland gekommen und jetzt wohne ich hier in Salzgitter, Niedersachsen. When I studied German and work here in Germany, I got a lot of opportunities. And now I can say that I can easily cross the border of every state of European Union, like Italy, France, Greece, Switzerland, Belgium, to name a few. To the instructors, I can say that, like for example, Frau Bloom, she is so nice and approachable. She was my great mentor and great teacher. And to those who wants to come here and plan to study German, all I can say that learn the German by heart. See you soon here in Germany and God bless.
Hi, I'm Emma and I'm a former student of Frau Bloom. I've been here in Germany for a year now. Learning the language is really a challenge. No one would say that it is easy, but if you're really into it, learn the language by heart so that if you will come here in Germany, you will only have to adjust with the people, with the culture, with the different season. But I can say that living and working here is a good decision that I have made, and of course an easy access to travel Europe.
Hello, I'm Rachel Anna Ranas and I'm just here to say that learning German is not very easy. It's super confusing, but thanks to LEARNGERMANPH, they helped me to achieve my first step to reach and conquer my dream. The admin here is very friendly and attentive to all the questions and inquiries. So much grateful to know this school. Also Miss Scott D. Bloom and Sir Scott, thanks for all the learning and tips that you teach to us, that you shared to us. Don't hesitate to enroll in this school because it's worth it. You will learn a lot and they're gonna help you to achieve your victory in learning German. Now I passed my A1 exam because of their help, and before taking the exam, I already said to myself that it's okay to have a 65 score, but I used the tips and techniques that Miss Kat said to me. I got 81 score for overall. I didn't expect that, but I learned that you don't need to be smart when you want to learn German. You just need to have a purpose and motivation to achieve it. And you just need to find a school that will help you to achieve your goal in learning German. To learn German PH, you are the part of my journey and you are the best. Vielen Dank.
Hello everyone, I am Stephanie.
I'm Philip. We are Frau Bloom's former students who are currently working here in Berlin, Germany.
One thing I would never forget about Frau Bloom being our German language teacher was when she said in front of the class that she is here not just for us to learn but also to help us achieve our dreams. And that's when I felt the heart and willingness to help people in search of their dreams.
The journey is never easy, but everything is worth it. See you all here in Germany soon!
Enroll now!
Ready na. Ready na everyone. Ay!
Push.
Bakit ba ako nandito? Okay, let's go! Okay, so, hello! Hello everyone on live. Hello, hello. Okay.
Morning.
So we have 21 guests. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Alright, so I think we can start. Okay, there we go. Okay, audio is good, video is good. Alright, so guten Tag everyone. My name is Jermaine from Learn German PH. Welcome to Learn German PH's first ever live session, and hopefully we have more to come soon. Okay, and we're so excited to have you here and excited about all the fantastic conversations we're gonna have this afternoon or wherever you are, right? Morning, afternoon. Okay, and joining us today are super women and amazing Filipino nurses who overcome hurdles and enjoy their career advancement as a nurse in Germany. So first, hello, we're gonna greet first our viewers. Okay, so we have George Iglesias. Hello. Dals Valencia. Hello. Jan Sportsmith. Hello, hello. So, guten Tag, everyone. I hope you're having a lovely day. Alright. So, I'm gonna introduce my guest, my first guest. Okay. So, our first speaker this afternoon is a native of Davao. Okay. So, and she proved to the world that studying online amidst the pandemic and being a working student is not a hindrance to achieving the German dream. She is one of our former students here, and she's from the Middle East. Okay, she studied there. And then, by God's grace and hardship, she passed and is now a certified B2 Goethe exam passer. Now, she's a nurse in dermatology at Nordrhein-Westfalen for almost 2 years. Okay, so let's welcome Miss Rouge Cariaso. Okay, am I right with the pronunciation, Miss Rouge?
Yeah, Rouge.
Okay,
That's
welcome.
correct. Hi, everyone.
Hello, Miss Rouge, welcome. And next, okay, so our next speaker, okay, so she is an initiator at das Internationale Frauenfrühstückt to protect women's welfare, especially migrants. IFF helps socialize women migrants through programs so they can assimilate into society. Now, she's also the founder of the International Women's Breakfast in Allen, Germany. It is an integration project for women from different countries. Now, with 22 years in Germany, She's a nurse and holding a diploma in Master in European Studies from 2014 and 15 years of experience as a part-time nurse in an orthopedic department and a part-time teacher in business English in an adult school. Wow, awesome to have you here, Miss Laina Rima. Okay, there you go. Hello, ladies. Okay,
Hi.
okay. Wait,
So,
there you
hi,
go.
good morning.
Hi,
Thank you very much for the invitation.
okay.
Thank you.
Welcome, welcome, ladies. And first question, how are you guys in Germany? Okay, how's the weather first?
Cold.
Very cold. What's the
It's sunny
temperature?
here.
Oh, sunny there. Okay.
A
What's
little
it?
bit sunny.
Yeah. What's the temperature right now in Germany?
It's 10:15 or 10:10 or something.
Okay, very cold. All right. So we're gonna start with our interview. Are you both excited and nervous?
Yeah. Let's
Yeah,
bring it on. Start
strange,
the ball
but we are.
rolling.
All right. So, of course, I'm gonna start with the first question. Okay. So this one. For Rouge. Okay. So amongst all nations you could work in, why did you pick Germany?
Well, I was working in Kuwait for 8 years, by the way, as a dermatology nurse as well. So I have a daughter, so it's pretty hard to bring your kid to Middle East, especially in Kuwait. It will cost a lot of money to bring them to school. So yeah, first and foremost, the family reunification. I have the chance to be with my daughter. She would be able to study here for free, and I will receive something. They call it like child support as well. If she will be here as well, it will less my taxes and so on. No, so those are some of the benefits of it. Second thing is I have the chance to have a work-life balance. So it means like if I am working, I have the chance also to travel, no? 2 to 3 days off. Why not go to France? Or why not go to Netherlands? Right? So this is an opportunity that you don't need to have visa. So when I was in Kuwait, like if you go to Dubai, it's just 1 hour and a half flight, or maybe let's just say 2 hours. I need to have visa. I need to apply for visa. Visa because of Philippine passport. No? So this is one of the things that I like the most about it. And third thing I mean is I like to have career growth. So you will have the chance here that what we call Weiterbildung. It's like a continuous education. So in my case, I am a dermatology nurse here in Germany. I can be also a nurse for cancer patients, specialized. No? So if the hospital will support for that, you can for free. No? So it's more of advantage to be here than disadvantage. So why not grab the opportunity, right?
Wow, very nice. I love
Yeah.
the one that you mentioned that you can travel, especially Europe. Okay. So, question, follow-up question regarding that. Okay.
Yeah.
So, um, have you traveled so far around Europe?
Yeah, of course.
What?
I was traveling with Atalanta before, Netherlands, yeah, and Amsterdam. I was in Belgium. Traveling soon to France. Huh?
Oh, very
Yeah.
nice, very
Just for
nice.
3 days off, why not? Yeah.
Wow, very nice. That's like one of the best advantage, right?
One of the best.
Yes, okay, true. And thank you for that. My next question, um, Miss Lina. Okay, so you are now living in Germany for 25 years, am I right? Yes. Am I right? Okay, 25 years. So, how would you describe your life in Germany?
So now, actually, I can say that I have a very fulfilled life in Germany in my own view. I am not rich, but then if you're here, like what Ruth said, we have this work-life balance. So after your work, you can decide where to go, or you can stay at home. You join clubs, you can join organization and so on. So it's not about money, but it's about inner peace. It's about fulfilled life. You can plan your life exactly what you want to be. So it's really really fulfilled and contented.
follow-up question, Miss Lina. So the first,
Mhm.
what was like the first thing that you did when you got in Germany? You arrived in Germany.
The first time, the first thing you have to do when you get to Germany is the language. I mean, it's the only, the biggest barrier for us Filipinos. So I was saying, we have all the competence. We are hardworking people. We have education, very good education, I could say. But the largest barrier, the great barrier that we have to go through is the language. So that's the first thing you have to do. Enroll in a German course, of course, and then maybe during that time you have time to go out and then know a bit of the city where you live, travel around Germany and so on. So um, yeah, that's and then after your language course, then you can decide what to do. But the very first thing you do is the language.
Okay, of course, you gotta test out the language what you learned from school, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so regarding okay, follow-up question for Rouge this time. Okay, so since we're talking about language, okay, the first one is language. Now, could you describe for me like what steps for your journey, okay, from the time you applied and to the time you arrived in Germany for us? Can you describe it for me?
Well, first is to decide whether to study German or not. Correct? So when it's all started with the word Guten Morgen, I said to myself, oh, good and Morgen. It sounds like English, right? Good morning. Right? So that's the first thing. You have to identify, the first step is to identify what are the pros, more of the advantages why you have to study German. No? So German language. So I decided already, let's do it. No? So as I've said, Atalina said, language is a priority for that. So you have first to choose a right school that is more of your advantage. Based on my experience, I don't want to go home to the Philippines and study the language only without earning. So why not to do online courses, right?
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
So learn the language through online while you are working and studying at the same time. It's to think of, oh, it's so stressful, la la la, and so on, no? But the thing is, it's doable, no? So choose a school that is more of your advantage. Choose a school that the teachers and the management think more of your success because your success is their success, right? So that's the first one. Second thing, of course, are requirements, everything like that. No, the third thing is like agencies if you have agencies. But one tip, I never thought of agencies before because there is what we call job seekers visa in Germany. So, as I've said, you have to have your B2 certificate because that's the most important thing, one of the important requirements. No? So, I think only that one that I thought of, the steps that you will have. Along the way, you will have the chance to choose companies or agencies that you want to work with. But the most important thing is the language. No? So everything will follows once you have your beta certificate.
All right, very nice. Okay, very motivational. Okay, so great answer, Rouge. Okay, now for Miss Lina this time. So, you're both nurses. What
Yeah.
are like the best benefits that a nurse could receive in Germany?
Before I answer that, I would like to go back to what Roach says about the online classes and pressing class. When I
Go
was
ahead.
learning German, there was no chance to do this. There was no online classes. So I had to do and go to Munster. My husband has to drive me to Munster just to learn German. So it's really time consuming. And when I had the chance to choose online classes, then I would do that definitely because you can study German in your own room and you don't have to travel. It costs time and of course also money. So I think the advantage of doing an online course is very good for the nurses and for
It's
those who like to learn
flexible.
the German. Yeah, exactly. So going back to your question, as a nurse, the advantage being a nurse in Germany. You know what? I never regretted doing this. I mean, doing my Ausbildung in Germany. So when being a nurse in Germany, you have many opportunities because now, especially now, we have a very big shortage of nurses in Germany. And being a nurse, you can always get a job anywhere and anytime. So you have the choice anywhere you go. So like Ruth says, you can even if you're a dermatology nurse, you can work in another. It's just a matter of getting used to it, and it's just a matter of practicing the new tasks that you'll be working with. Nah? So and then you will have a very good paycheck. Of course, we all pay our taxes. That's the thing. But it doesn't matter. But then you will get you are protected by the labor law. So you work, but then you don't overwork. So you can also, there are some hospitals where you can adjust your shift. For example, you can say, okay, I can only work in the morning, or I can only work in the afternoon, or I cannot do night shift. So it all depends on you. So of course, if you say I cannot work night shift, then you have to get a doctor's certificate for that. But it's all doable. So everything is possible. And then you can also, you have a very good retirement, and every year your status would change, like your salary would change. So the more experience you have, the higher salary you get. So every year it add up on your experience, so it's really good. And then during that time, so I would like to say to all the nurses too that we have this saving scheme for the nurses. In the company where you work, you have different types of schemes or pot where you can save money. So there's their own Betriebsrente. It's like company retirement scheme where you can pay some money, but they also pay. I mean, some part of that your company will also pay for you, like maybe 60/40. You can do that. And aside from your normal gesetzlich, it's like the government's retirement scheme.
Pension.
Yeah, there's really you really have chances to save money for your retirement. So it's a good one. So after, when you get old, then you have something to live on.
Very nice. Okay. So, you mentioned salary. Okay, Miss Laina.
Yeah,
Of course, Filipino nurses. Okay, number one, why they go abroad is because of the salary. Let's
yeah.
be honest. Salary here in the Philippines, not so good. Okay, if you're a nurse, that's why a lot of
Mhm.
nurses go abroad. Okay, so question, can you give me like a range? How much does a typical, like, for example, for your first year, okay, your first year,
Yeah.
how much would you earn as a Filipino nurse in Germany?
I think we don't sometimes the people here we don't consider the brutto. The brutto is the gross, and the netto, some people they only think of the brutto, not the gross average gross salary. So if you will consider that, so you will, like for a beginner Rouge, you'll say like 2,700 gross, yeah,
Yeah,
2,700 gross or more.
2,600. No,
Yes,
gross,
for
no? So
gross.
that's the
Now,
gross
and then
income.
you minus taxes.
2,500.
Yeah, minus taxes. But then I always told our applicants not to consider this is just about money. So you consider about everything around this salary. So now you have you have health insurance, you have your retirement, you are protected, you have your holiday, you have your day off. So you don't think about this money because if you work somewhere in Saudi Arabia, you only have such money. And then after that, if you go to the Philippines, yeah, let's say you have 1 year savings of your money. So it's a lot of money. But then if you go back to the Philippines, After that, you spend money. It's no, it's your pocket will be empty. So it's just like that. No.
Yeah. So, along with the salary, of course, other benefits like, of course, like what Rouge mentioned, traveling, and of course, flexible time compared to
Mhm.
um, Middle East countries. Okay. So excellent answer, ladies. Okay. Now, for Rouge this time. Okay. So you mentioned you continued to work while studying, right? Now, what was your strategy? Okay, can you give me like a detailed? Okay. For example, me, like me, I'm learning A1 as of this moment. Okay, so I'm really
Yeah.
struggling working and studying. It's really difficult. Now,
Mhm.
what's tips would you give me?
First is really you have to set your priorities. No?
Mm.
Every beginning has its end, correct? So you started with this, it will end in time. So that's what I'm saying every time to myself before. I have a dream, but a dream should have a deadline. No? It's like you're attending your course, like before studying nursing. I have to study 4 years. Once I'm done, I will take the exam, then I will have my training, then I will become a nurse. It's the same thing with a language. You will have, let us say, 10 months time for the
Time
exam
frame, no?
preparation
Mm.
time frame. You have 10 months no, class until B2. Then you have your, let's just say, intensive course before the exam. We call it exam preparation. Then you will have the exam. No? So for me, there is no perfect timing. When are you going to finish? Because you know exactly what you are doing. Correct? Like you right now, you are in A1. Let's just say you will be in 2 months. Then after that, you will finish A2. So that is the goal. That is your goal. The goal and the priorities must be set. That's the first one. Second thing, the time management. Of course, it's not just balance between employment and school. You have your social life. Come on, guys. You have to go out with your friends. If you're working abroad, you have to talk with your families. Like my daughter, I'm talking to my daughter for 2 hours. It's a time consumption, you know. You have to talk with your families, mom, dad, and everybody, you know. So the thing here is everybody has its limit, correct? That's what we call burnout, you know. That's pretty normal. You are not crazy. You still have in a proper good state of mind, no? It's just like it's information overload. So the thing here is individually, we know what is our outlet, how to unload, no? And to regain energy, to regain strength. So me personally, I like to go outside. I like to eat. So for example, in Kuwait, I like to go to Cheesecake Factory to eat. PF Chang's, no? With a good company for sure, no? With a good friends that you have to talk to, no? Then second thing is I like to run in the seaside. So people sometimes they work out, right? The sports. So they sweat. So that's the time of like you are releasing all the tension and stress. That is a good thing. People can do yoga, meditation, or just simply being so, sometimes lazy, staying at home. That's being lazy and staying at home is not being lazy. I'm just saying. But it's just like relaxing your body out of stress. No? So as I've said, it's about time management and setting priorities. No?
Mhm.
And yeah, what is the purpose that you study German? Huh? That is the goal of it. What is the motivation? What's driving you? No? Because after all, if the motivation is not too strong, it's not concrete, it's like a falling building, you know? If the foundation of the building is not strong, it will just fall down in time. It will not reach for 10 years, 15 years. So I hope our viewers no, get what I'm trying to say about balance. No? Balance.
Okay. So question, yeah, okay. So
Yeah?
burn out, stressed out, and during the first month, okay, you will get to question yourself. A1. I got to question myself like, am I doing this right? Okay. Do I still want to continue? Okay. So did you have those kind of questions, Rouge, in your mind?
Um, Basically, I don't have this kind of questions I encounter because I will always like, as I've said, I am working 10 hours, 12 hours sometimes at work before in Kuwait, 8 hours minimum. No? So you have to get up because your class at 6 a.m. You're super tired of work, no? So I was just reminding myself, oh, I would like saying to myself, yeah? I want to go to Paris. Get out.
Ah,
Or like, oh, it's nice to be there in the snow, maybe in Switzerland. Let's get out, you know? This is the motivation because you are the one telling yourself, you know?
okay.
You have to remind yourself every time why you do this.
All right. So,
That it will just go naturally. Huh?
all
So,
right. So you really
yeah.
are focused on your goal. Okay. So no
Yes.
questions. All right. No questions allowed. Okay. So nice answer. Nice answer. Okay. So this time, Miss Lina. Okay. So, third question for you. What was your experience in completing a nursing apprenticeship in Germany? Okay. So nursing apprenticeship is like, is it Ausbildung?
Ausbildung, yeah, the Ausbildung.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
Ausbildung.
Um, oh my God, I think when I talk about this, I I'm very emotional when I talk about because it's really hard. So that's why for those Filipinos who really want to do Ausbildung, please follow your dream because I know the path is very thorny, but it's worth it. So I could tap my shoulder when I said, now, good job, you did a good job doing this Ausbildung. Because for us, we're an English-speaking countries. We have English Abschluss, what do you call it? English bachelor's, English masters, anything. Masters, it doesn't matter here in Germany. Only if you have a good, very good connection. It's okay. And maybe when you're really exceptional. So when I came here, I said, I have to do something, anything. But it's everything in German. If I would continue my master's degree in German, very difficult. Very. So I decided, okay, maybe I'll do the nursing Ausbildung. So first you will have like a practicum, so like a traineeship in a hospital, so you could decide if it's yours or not. And then after the practicum, then you will apply for the Ausbildung. So I would like to tell everybody who wants to do Ausbildung in Germany, you don't need agency for that. Okay, so for the Ausbildung, you go directly to the hospital and apply for the Ausbildung. It's either they'll take you or not. So, but there are many Ausbildung place institution for you to take the apprenticeship. So when I did that, it's really difficult because it's very fast. They never consider that you are not a German speaker. So it's very fast. So you have to adjust. And after 2 years of learning German, when I started my Ausbildung, it's really difficult because then you have to apply everything that you learned in the German course, but still it's not enough. So the life started there when it's because it's a real life now. It's not just learning. Learning, you'll be fed by your teachers when you learn German, so you get fed by this information and so on. But then if you start the Ausbildung, it's real life. You're like in the battlefield. So you start your fight, you learn the language especially and the skill. So you're there and it's very fast. Sometimes it was really frustrating because for me, I'm not very young anymore when I started. So, but then the nurses will keep on commanding you, okay, do this, here, clean this one, and then you just swallow your pride, put it under your feet. That was it. Close your eyes and said, okay, I will do this. I have my goal. Like Ruth said, if you know your goal, dream for that, work hard for it. Because if you don't have and you give up, you lose your game. It's from the beginning. So you have to stay there, it. And then the story is that, to keep the story short, especially I failed 2 exams because we will have if you're in the Ausbildung, you'll have like a PRC. It's like what to call it, but what is the PRC in Germany? In the Philippines, it's like a examining institute.
Ah, yes.
It's
Li- licensure?
yeah, licensure.
Licensure
It's a
exam.
licensure. So you have this in Germany too. As a nurse, it's a stats exam. So the Ministry of Health will be there, and during your exam, and you will recite your Krankheitslehre, your diseases, for example. So you will do that. And it's in German. So it's really difficult. So it's really a thorny path. That's why I tell you, those who are aiming to do Ausbildung, don't give up. It has an, even if you fail even if you fail one exam, it's all right. You can do it again. Continue, continue, continue.
All right. Okay. So, do you have anything to add to that, Rouge?
Yeah, that's the difference between me and Atalina because she did her Ausbildung here, no? So I was already a nurse when I get here.
Mm.
So as I've said, it's the language, you have these translations, everything like that. But the most important thing is if you love what you are doing,
Mhm.
no, it's not that difficult, as I've said, because that's the difference with Elena because she doesn't have the background of nursing or
No,
anything about health, no?
no,
So
no, no,
that's why
no.
she finds it difficult. But for
Really.
nurses who are already working, like we have a lot of nurses, my God, in Middle East, no? It doesn't matter you have a dental nurse in the hospital, no? Because you already have the
Background.
background, no?
Mhm.
So that's doable, no? It's about your fighting spirit, no? Nothing can beat that. Your fighting spirit to go on, and it's doable. That's what I'm always saying. It's doable, no?
But then you
So
should, it's also just like maybe a stepping stone for you if you have another goal. But it's really a good thing to do that. I should say, I would say.
All right. Okay. So, before I had no idea about Ausbildung. Okay. So now I know. Okay, that Miss Lina is part of Ausbildung before. Okay. So, we can continue with the questions. Okay. So, next for Rouge. Yes. Okay. Okay. Now, now that you've gained experience in Germany, can you tell me what are the differences between what you saw between this country, okay, and the countries that you've worked in?
so yeah, working conditions wise, Atalanta, I've already said that you are protected by law. No? Everything is regulated here. No? If you are working, if there will be overtimes, either it is paid or you will have for the next day, for example, we say, I will go home 30 minutes earlier because I did overtime yesterday and things like that. No? Second thing as well is, I would say the vacation. The vacation here is planned ahead of time. I was surprised in the beginning, guys, because I came here May last year. Oh, it's already vacation time, no? They plan for vacation September, October. So for next year, no? So you have the time to plan. So if you like, for example, if you have some like go home to the Philippines, going back to Philippines, no? Because it's been 4 years that I did not go home to the Philippines because of Corona and things like that. So I said I have to go home in this time, August, for example. It's summertime, baby, no? So there are lots. Oh, I want also August, no? But the thing is, they consider the fact that you have to travel, no, 18 hours, 25 hours to the Philippines and back. So you consume already 2 days, for example. So they give you a priority for that. That's the thing I love the most of it. Then third thing is sick leave. Based on my experience, guys, you know well what I'm talking about, even in the Philippines, no? Even in Middle East. When you are sick, sometimes your coworkers, your head, or whoever will ask you, oh, what's wrong with you? You cannot just say, I'm sick. I cannot go to work. Correct? Do you agree with me? I mean, they will ask you, what's your disease? What's wrong with you? Here, they will not ask you. You just have to call, I'm sick. I cannot go to work. Right? So you are given 3 days without medical certificate to give. No? So you are not, no, it's okay, you cannot give. But you have to inform a day before that, guys, I'm going back to work tomorrow, or I'm going back to work after 2 days. No? So you have to give them information so that they can, no, the shift. They can write you on, okay, she's coming back in this time or on this day, for example. So this is the most that I experienced that wow, it's amazing. No? There's no other questions. They will not ask you. No? So that's one thing that I like the most here. Maternity leave for those who wants to have kids or who are planning no, in the future to have kids, you are well protected here. So yeah, maternity leave is I mean, mothers in the future are very protected here as well. Because in the hospital, once you said I'm pregnant 1 month, automatically you're out of the hospital, but you receive your salary, guys. No, then what we call alternate side. No, you can be home together with your baby for a year or two, then you receive money from that, 60, 70%. Why not, right? In the Philippines, you will just you have your cesarean, go back to work. 1 month and a half.
That's true.
That's
That's
just what I'm
true.
saying, no? So yeah, one of the benefits I have here in the hospital that I worked with is that what we call job ticket. No? So I have to travel by bus, no? But you can walk 20 minutes if you want to exercise, it's not a problem, no? But then within the city, no, within the city, you can have a ticket, no? So I mean, this is what we call job ticket. It means partly the employer will pay for it, partly of it. Let's just say 30% of it, 40%. Why not? You don't have to carry all the burdens of the monthly expenses going to work, right? And the lesson that's very amazing, I know this is very interesting for all who are watching right now, because we all send money to the Philippines, right? The money that you send to the Philippines, of course, there will be tax of paying for sure, no? But the good thing about that is that's what we call tax refund. So it will be refunded. Of course, not everything that you send. That's hilarious. But I'm trying to say, as at the end of the year, you will receive something. Because in Kuwait, I'm sending, my God, I'm sending every month. I didn't receive anything, right? So that's one thing. And going back to sick leave, it's just a matter of a card. You know, like ATM card, you just show your ID. No, you are already insured. You don't have to think like in Kuwait, I don't have private, no? I don't have private health insurance. It's just a government, you know? It will take time. It will take time, no? So it's like living here in Germany. I know there's no perfect country, but this is one of the best I could say.
Okay, nice. Great
Yeah.
motivation, right? Okay. So, so in the Philippines, of course, in Kuwait, as you mentioned, like for example, if I'm sick, I need to tell superiors like that. Okay. In Germany,
Yeah.
no. Okay.
You just have to say, I'm sick, and that's it.
All right. Amazing.
No? They will respect you and they will respect your time as well.
Okay.
So it's very important, right?
Very nice. Very nice. Okay. So for other people or for nurses, okay, who doesn't have an idea like that, that's like an eye opener already. Okay. I know a lot of my classmates in A1 are working 12 hours, okay, and can't handle it studying and working at the same time. That's like a motivation already. I want to go to Germany. I need to finish A1. I need to finish this all of my classes, okay? So when I get to Germany, I can have as many as sick leave as I want.
But no abuse. Not to be abused.
All right. Okay. So last question for Miss Laina. Okay. Do you see yourself retiring in Germany or somewhere else? And why?
I don't think I can live longer in the Philippines, longer than 1 year in the Philippines anymore. I don't know why, but then when I go home, I think you will experience the same Rouge when you go back home because you cannot take this bureaucracy anymore if you go somewhere. I don't know. You cannot you can't have this anymore because if you know this discipline in Germany, how well organized the people are, the even if sometimes you experience bureaucracy, but it's not the same as in the Philippines. So I don't know. The It's very unorno, in the Philippines, like very chaotic, the traffic. So Oh, so you will end up complaining. Sometimes it's not good, you know. So it's like, ang arte mo naman, they would say, you tell me some sisters, ang arte mo naman, you just live in the Philippines, in Germany, and now you can't live with that anymore. It's really true. It's really true. Now, Rouge, I don't know if you experienced the same when you went back to the Philippines last time. Sorry.
Well, I was in the Philippines last August, no?
Yeah.
So it was a whole lot different experience because it's
Mm.
like, to be honest, I am in, like, let's just say Kuwait is also Middle East, so it's Asia, no? But it's like a different world if you are in Middle East, no? It's like three continents, I would say. So Asia, Southeast Asia, Middle East, and then Europe. Yeah, it's a different experience and a different laws, especially with the roads, for example. You know how the cars are really, how do they drive, for example? No, it's really different. The bus, they don't have jeepney here for sure. No, so but I'm just saying, I like there are things that I like in Germany, but I like there's no place like home, I would say. No, in my
Of
for
course.
me
Yes, of
personally,
course. Yes, of
because
course.
I am a
Yes.
sea lover. I like the sea,
Mm.
no? Because in Davao,
And you have
we
your
have
family, and you have your family. That's it.
that's
That's the
true.
most important thing. But what I love in
That's true.
Germany is that the Germans are very tradition. In a way, they're very tradition. They keep their traditions intact, and they like going to museums. They like going to classical concerts, and I love it. You know. And but if you're in the Philippines, I think I don't know if you don't have a chance to do these things. Only in big cities, and only if you're rich you can do this. But in Germany, you can do anything. You can join a club. You can join an organization. So if you retire, then you have more chance to travel. Then you have more chance to do things that you love before. That you never had time to do, so it's okay. But then I was saying maybe 6 months in Germany, and in winter you can go back to the Philippines, so we were planning like this.
Yes, there you go. Okay. So yeah, it's a different world out there in Europe, okay, compared to the
That's for
Philippines.
sure.
Yes, okay. And like Miss Lina, once you're used to the culture and the environment, and when you get back home in the Philippines, it's, as you mentioned, chaotic. There you go. But we're used to chaotic here in the Philippines.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's it.
And as mentioned by Rouge, okay, one thing that you will love about Philippines is the ocean, the great
Yeah.
view, and of course the food. All right, you will definitely miss the food. Okay. Okay. So before we go to the last part, okay, last question, do we have a question from our audience? Okay. So if you have a question, guys, you can just type it down in the chat box. All right, and I will ask them any question that you like. Okay. Last question, or what would I say? Like question. Okay. This is random, guys. So take your time when you answer. So, um, 5 years from now, okay, how do you see yourself in Germany? What are you doing? What are your plans? What are your hopes? So, what do you imagine yourself, okay, doing in Germany 5 years from now?
I don't need time to think of that.
Go ahead, Rouge.
I'm a very goal-oriented person. So I know there is time for everything. So in that time, probably I already did my continuous education. No? So most likely I will have my special, well, let's say specialization at that
Mhm.
time. No? If it's needed for the company, if needed for the hospital, no, I would really like to. No? Because this is a way of advancement that I am a person who's very, how would you say, like flexible, but I want a career advancement. So that's me, no? Because there are some stuff that along the way that you will be here, oh, this is good. For example, you want to be an expert of wounds. There are different kinds of wounds. You want to learn more about that. You have interest. Why not? If it's good for the company, then you will apply for it and they will say yes, then you can study. But this studying time along the way, this is working days as well. So why not, right? Having this opportunity. So most likely I am already like starting or maybe about to finish with this continuous education I will have. And for sure, I'm already reunited with my daughter, hopefully.
Very nice.
Yeah, hopefully. And yeah, more places to go probably. And I hope as well that I can help other nurses who wants to come over here. For me, it's like more of a we cannot help people, no, with money because we are not millionaires, but we can help other people with their dreams in other
Yeah,
means.
exactly,
In another
exactly.
means, like if my words can touch people's lives, the motivation, why not, right? It's a way of helping.
Mm.
So, yeah,
Very
I'm really happy to see a lot of more nurses here, to be honest, because it's like networking. No, if you are in the first level in this company, in this networking, you are the first. Most likely, you gain more of the benefits, correct? But if there will be a lot already of people selling this product and everything like that, this pyramiding, whatever you call it,
Uh,
you will be the least to receive the benefits.
yes,
So
and
that's how
sometimes
I
you don't
see.
know if the offer is good, you know?
Yeah.
So
So that's how
that's
I
my
see
point.
Germany. That's how
Yeah.
I see Germany.
And
So it's not a lot of nurses yet, as I would say, because there are a lot of hospitals and let's say a lot of hospitals are looking for
we
nurses,
need
no?
more. We need more. The
So
shortage is still
Germany,
very big. The gap is still very big to fill up. So we really need more. And in my case, I'm 2 decades older than Rouge. That's why I'm going to retirement. So in 5 years, counting more, oh, maybe 7 years, then I'm going to retire. But maybe here you have the option. You have an option after work. For example, after you complete your retirement years, you have an option to ask your employer if you can work like part-time. So I think it's also possible in Germany, like if you're in your retirement age, when for example in my case, in 7 years, I'm now 57. So in 7 years, I will be retiring. So then I could ask my employer, can I work here, for example, like on weekends or 3 days a week or 2 days a week, it's possible. So it's okay. So, but then I would like to, this way, I would like to encourage all young people to make Ausbildung who are planning to do Ausbildung. Please do that and don't hesitate to sometimes I was just thinking some people are really paying big money just to work abroad. Sometimes they pay a lot of money in just to work in Poland or something anywhere, no? But then these countries they don't offer you protection. You only earn a bit money than what you earn in the Philippines. So it's not much, but still you pay a lot of money so you'll get the job. So why not invest this money in the right German courses? So go learn the German language and then try to make the Ausbildung. So this is just, I mean, you just have to set your goal, set your dream, and maybe if you have some questions, please ask me or ask Rouge. You can write us privately or the Learn German Philippines. They're there to help you. We are not crocodile agencies or schools, so we are willing to help you follow your dreams. Do the Ausbildung if you plan to do the Ausbildung. Okay, so don't be fooled by agencies who are promising you to bring you to Germany for the Ausbildung. Okay, you don't need agencies. You just need a very good German language. That's
Yeah,
my final word.
yeah. Actually, I just learned about Ausbildung like yesterday. So
Yeah,
yeah, you need a good school, and then you need
yeah.
to you don't need an agency for that. Okay.
No, 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 no. You don't need an agency. Just be sure that you learn properly. When you have your B2, then we talk again.
Okay, nice. Okay, amazing. All right. So that's about it for my questions for this afternoon. Um, Thank you, ladies. And I hope,
Thank you
yes,
for this opportunity.
thank you, Miss Lina, Miss Rouge. And thank you for sharing your thoughts and your motivations, and of course, your experiences in Germany. Now, a lot of our students and our future students who's going to enroll in Learn German PH is going to be motivated to go to Germany now. Okay, even I'm motivated. Okay, so, anyways, so for the questions, do we have questions? All right. So, how about last one? Okay, so for our why learn German PH? Why are you gonna choose learn German PH? Just to close, go ahead, Rouge.
Why choosing LGPI? I would say there are a lot of schools everywhere. No, that's for sure. It's about the touch. No, what is the goal of the school? Is your success. No, it is more like personal than business as usual. You know what I'm saying? So it's like more of it's not about how many students do they have. It's about how is the quality of students do they have. Yeah. So for me, it's like learning is effective when you have a proper. It's not just educationally, no. It's about the teachers, the management that you are having with. No, that they don't just they motivate you in a sense, not just learn this, learn that, la la la, and that's it. No, so they do care about you. I would say, no, they do care about you. So your success, I've said that your success is their success. So it's a good thing, you know. And for everybody who wants to learn German or who wants to be in Germany or planning to be here, every dream has a deadline. Pursue it, why not, right? It doesn't matter because here in Germany there's no age limit. As long as you are capable to work, why not?
Mhm.
Huh? So um, I would say Germany awaits for you here. No, enjoy the process of learning. Keep the motivation burning, and see you in LGPI, I guess.
Very nice answer.
No, see you in LGPI. Peace and
See
love.
you. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, very nice. Okay, I love your answer. Of course, Miss Lina is one of our instructors here in LGPI. She teaches Pflege. All right. Every Friday.
Liege,
Yeah.
Liege, yes.
Yes. All right. Every Friday. Okay. And Rouge. Okay. One of our best students here. Former students. Okay. So
And
thank you.
mentor,
And mentor.
mentor.
Mentor. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Hopefully, German teacher too. Right. Yes. Can we add that to the goal, Rouge? Okay. All right.
Probably why not?
Okay. So thank you, ladies, for answering
Thank
my
you for inviting
questions.
us.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
And
Thank
that's about it for
you.
our live. And hopefully, we got to motivate everyone who's watching. Okay. So,
Thank
all
you.
right. So,
Have a great
all
day.
right. Bye bye, everyone. Okay.
Bye.
Cheers.
Okay. Cheers.
Cheers.
Okay, so before we go, okay, there you go. Some announcements. Uh, so we have classes. Okay, for A1, we are opening up our classes, limited slots only. So that's gonna be. Wait a moment. Uh, our classes is gonna start on November 25. So that's the orientation, guys. Okay. So enroll now, limited slots available. And for A2, B1, B2, we already have the number. Okay, there you go. So number or email us info@learngermanph.com, and please follow our social media accounts. We have Facebook already. You're already on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and TikTok. All right, that's about it, everyone. Thank you for joining our live. Bye. All right, choose.